Live by the sun, love by the moon. I hope this is visible. I made a video about women's menstrual and just different products like feminine care products. And I love how receptive men were, because a lot of guys are disgusted by a woman's cycle. And I'm happy that that hasn't been my experience. Men have been very comfortable when it comes to my cycle or me even talking about it. And I love that. I was even in a relationship with a man who saw the beauty in my cycle because he understood the connection between a woman and the moon, including our cycle. And I appreciate him for that. I appreciate that he saw it from a deeper stance. And I think it's interesting because people will talk about it as if it's this inanimate thing or this inanimate object. But I'll give you an example. When water like ebbs and flows, you know how the ocean or like bodies of water, if you go to the bay, if you go to the beach, there's waves, that tidal motion that is caused by the moon. That is caused by the energetic pull of gravity from the moon, and our bodies are 70% water. So just imagine if it's affecting these large bodies of water. I mean, like, think about how much water covers the earth. The earth is more water than land. If it can affect something that great, which surrounds us, which we're in, you know, we're on this planet that is made up of mostly water, then our physical bodies are mostly water. So if it affects nature that way, imagine how it affects us. You know how people will say wolves howl at the moon? Like, it affects creatures, nature, water, all these different things are affected by the moon, and so are we. So are we. It's not just this spiritual mumbo jumbo. This is scientific proof. And to me, it just makes sense. I just had to segue this because I needed to really emphasize how powerful the moon is and the elements, how powerful these things are. And then the sun and the moon, they kind of work collectively. So the moon actually gets its glow or its radiance from the sun. So the sun is, when they're aligned, that's that glow that you kind of see. Or when it's facing it, that's when we can see. So even like that whole process of like the moon and its rotation, and then how it lines up with the sun and the parts of it that we can see, those are the phases. So when you hear of moon phases and you hear of like the new moon, so it's almost to the point where you can't even see the moon. When it's facing it, of course, that's full, which is soon. The full moon is, I think it's like 1 o'clock right now. The full moon is supposed to begin at, I want to say it's like 1:50 a.m. or something like that. So yeah, it goes through different phases: new, full, quarter, waxing, and waning, which are the crescents. And basically, like, waxing is when it becomes more visible to full, and then waning is when it becomes less visible to the new moon. So there's different phases, and that phase process is about a month. Let's just say a month. I want to say it's like 28 days or something like that. It's not exactly 30 days all the time, but it's very similar to a woman's cycle. So a woman's cycle is very similar. In fact, our ancestors used to use the moon as their guide to know when their cycle was coming. So if you know your cycle comes on, let's say, the full moon, or let's say, whatever phase, then by the time that next phase comes that it's coming. And when we understand, like I said, the waxing is when it's growing and it's becoming more and more visible, that time is coming. Or the opposite, whatever, they would use that as their guide. Our ancestors used the cosmos in the most amazing ways. They used it to free themselves. It's absolutely, it's just so much emotion behind the feeling of just amazement. Like, I can't even really put it into words how they were guided by the cosmos, the stars, the constellations, the moon, and all these different things it's just amazing to me. But that's what was used. That's what was used, was the moon, to know when a woman could expect for her, apart from just typicals that we have, or not, I don't want to say symptoms, because that's another thing, is I'm learning to be very cognizant of my word choice, because words, like, I'm a communications major, so words are very powerful, and there's usually a word for what you're trying to express, especially when it comes to feelings and emotion. Trying to put those into words, it can be difficult. I'm just grateful to have had that experience, and that video, and then the full moon, all of those things just really made me reflect on that. I hope that this was informative to you, and especially if there are any women watching this, you are a divine feminine. You are a divine feminine. You are connected to the elements, and especially when you start tapping into that, when you become very aware of that and you tap into that, it is a powerful thing to do things in unison with. I'm trying to do that even with my own life, is to be more intentional in what I do and making sure that it's in astrological alignment, because that is a thing too. That is a thing. And if you want me to go more into detail about that, I'm happy to do that. I will, I'm just going to make a video, so I'm just going to make the videos, and eventually I'm sure that you all will let me know. But I just do always try to emphasize that if it is something that you would like me to talk about, I'm happy to do that. Just leave it in the comments, or if you want me to talk more about something in greater detail, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know. If you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe for more videos. And Sharon is Karen. I look forward to seeing you again in the next one. What was I about to say? I forgot what I was about to say. And I keep leaning. When I tell you I am tired, but we're going to get through this, okay? This is so funny, because I remember when I used to be like, 5 minutes is a long time for me to make a video. And now I'm cranking out 20-something minute long videos. So this is amazing for me. So I am so proud of you. As you play this back and edit this, I am proud of you. Continue to pursue your passions. I am so proud of you. Okay. Give me a thumbs up. That is so We're not doing this. Absolutely not, okay? Absolutely not. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that because I've only did the audio. I haven't done like this on video. So let me do that one more time.